The monetary reform is an agreement. It is comprised of many different parts. The best part I can give you as an example would be Article 140. Article 140 is the agreement for the HCL to be given to the citizens through the budget. Nothing is stopping it. I know the HCL is agreed upon. I know Article 140 has taken care of it. Iraq participates in a ministerial meeting of the Gas Exporting Countries Forum. Why is this important? They are now joining countries that exports gas. This is a whole new market that has the potential to be as big as their oil industry. This helps them increase the value of their currency. Iraq is in a fragile status. Anytime there is a concern about external forces upsetting Iraq's progress, we feel obligated to inform IQD investors. The situation in Syria is more urgent than most of us realize. Video quote: "The takeover of Aleppo by an Islamist rebel group, the US has designated as a terrorist group, has alarmed residents and officials in neighboring Iraq. Residents in Mosul are particularly concerned, as it shares a large border with Syria. Mosul was overrun and ruled by Islamic State militants from 2014 to 2017. Residents in Mosul are concerned the fighting in Syria might embolden rebel sympathizers in Iraq. From insider news and other sources in Iraq, I have more confirmations that they are trying to having it done by December 10th and Victory Day." It made me feel really good to hear this from another source or two. E-payment team: Iraq will witness a major electronic transformation next year. TV showing guy talking saying the approved amendment to the budget will allow the citizen to receive their payments. Frank, there it is. That budget is the key. That budget has the exchange rate. Charitable remainder unitrust. If you prepare a CRUT right now, you can place the amount of dinar you hold on the Schedule A, then you have it notarized. Now you wait until the RV so you will know what the currency conversion is, and fill in the amount you want to receive from the trust monthly, biannually, or annually, and go online and register the trust and receive a registration tax number, and go to the bank and open an account in the name of the trust. Then you make your exchange and have the money deposited into that account. By doing this, you will pay a maximum of 10% tax guaranteed. That 10% can also be paid as much as 20 years out. At the end of the trust period, I've written about 300 of them. There are 2 million in force right now in America. The tax code is for everyone if you chose to learn and use it. Banks are the most traded sector in the Iraqi market in terms of value. Quote: "The Securities Commission announced today, Wednesday, that the banking sector was the most traded on the Iraq Stock Exchange in terms of value for the third quarter of 2024. Deadly Dutch disease. It's when countries are reliant, solely, on natural resources. When commodity prices drop, their budgets get affected. It's very painful. It's bad because it devalues their currency because they don't have the ability to buy and pay for things and pay back debt. But if you have non-oil revenues, tourism, development, road project, ports, taxes and tariffs, you can win." They used Saudi Arabia as an example because they were successful using non-oil revenue streams. That's what Iraq is poised to do, and it's an awesome thing to see. She said, "Well, that's what we do. As soon as it appears on my screen we will exchange." That was a couple months ago. This past weekend, my wife got a message on her phone. It was from the assistant manager. She said she wanted us to get in here and get you an appointment with the wealth manager in preparation for what's coming down the pipe. Frank, we're now at the point where it's no longer, it's a scam. That nonsense is over. When are you going to have this meeting? Mr. Don, we'll probably schedule for this upcoming week. This is a bank story at the next level. It's no longer a scam. It's no longer, they don't want to talk to you. We want to talk to you as quickly as possible. Mr. Don, mid-summer, I had a small and seldomly active account. I brought up the subject of the dinar and the fact that I thought it was going to be a significant increase in value, she said. I've heard some chatter about that and I've had a number of customs come in and inquire. I'm not sure what's going on, I asked her. Any event that occurs, do you expect you would be involved in exchanging? The Parliamentary Finance Committee confirmed, on Monday, that the amendment to the budget for next year 2025 will include one paragraph, 12(c), related to the region's oil. Committee member MP Muin Al-Kazemi said in a statement to Al Maluma agency, the amendment of the 2025 budget does not include paragraphs of the three-year budget law approved by the Council of Representatives, but rather included one paragraph, which is 12(c), which relates to the region's oil. He added, the proposed amendment was scheduled to be prepared for a second reading by the Finance Committee during yesterday's session, Sunday, but it was postponed due to the absence of the Minister of Finance and the Ministry's staff for the purpose of final formulation. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani called on the House of Representatives to amend the Federal General Budget Law in order to address the issue of oil marketing in the Kurdistan region, pointing to the daily fine that Iraq bears as a result of not exporting oil in accordance with the agreement signed with Turkey. The World Gold Council announced on Monday that Iraq has risen to third place in the Arab world after Saudi Arabia and Algeria, and 28th globally on the list of the 100 largest countries in terms of gold reserves, after Lebanon was removed from the classification. According to the latest report published by the Council in December 2024, which Shafaq news agency reviewed, Iraq's gold holdings rose to 152.7 tons, up from 152.5 tons last month. These holdings constitute 11.5% of its total other reserves, ranking it third in the Arab world. The Council pointed out that the United States of America continues to top the list of the largest gold holdings in the world, with 8,133.5 tons, followed by Germany with 3,351.5 tons, then Italy with 2,814 tons. Bosnia and Herzegovina came at the bottom of the list with 1.5 tons. The Council did not mention the reason for Lebanon's exit from the list, after it had been ranked third in the Arab world, as its reserves in the previous month amounted to 286.8 tons. The World Gold Council is based in the United Kingdom, and has extensive experience in understanding the factors affecting the gold market. The Council includes the largest gold mining companies in the world. MP Mohammed Al-Ziyadi ruled out, on Monday, the scenario of terrorism returning to Iraq, while indicating that the security services and the Popular Mobilization Forces are ready to deal with any internal or border danger. Al-Ziyadi said in a statement to Al Maluma agency, the remnants of ISIS are no longer able to threaten or destabilize Iraq's security due to the security forces' control over most of the areas in which they are present, explaining that the scenario of terrorism returning to Iraq will not be repeated. He added, the House of